Didn't want to talk to anybody, hid behind my mom's leg, just
That's
very,
like
very,
the
very
kicker,
shy.
and end of the bench. You're not as
Yeah, yeah,
usually smaller, right? Not
yeah.
big, big like a linebacker or whatever. But
Yep. And so, in my high school days, I played quarterback and free safety. So, like on the field, like that was my place. Like I loved it. My leadership was strong on the field, but out in like the general public or just like, I like smaller friend circles. I'm more introverted deep down. And so sharing my faith was not an easy thing. I was like, how do I go about this? Like, you know, you just go up to somebody and be like, hey, you need to know Jesus, or you need to know my Lord, or and it's like walls go up. And so anyway, we really started saying, hey, we're in the ministry, and this is some terminology I felt like the Lord began to give me. We're in the ministry. We just happen to build homes. And there is no separation here. There is no way of saying, well, you can't talk about your faith in business. Well, yeah, you can. There's no laws against that. I can't hire based on those kind of things. Like I can't discriminate in that kind of way, but I can sure as much as I want to talk about my faith. And I can tell people, look, you may not believe what I do, but I want you to know who I am. And there's nothing wrong with that. And I was sharing my entire testimony with a guy. We were headed to Glorieta, New Mexico for kids camp. I was going to go be a leader for the third grade boys. And it was about a 4.5 hour bus trip. And I started telling him my story, and he heard the whole thing, and he goes, man, that's amazing. That is unbelievable, just how the Lord's been working in your life. And I love that. And he turned around, and I'll never forget this. And I had this thought, or I felt like the Lord said to me, how do we get other people to share their faith like that? And I was like, huh. And so at that point, that's where Boom really was born, and we felt this call to business people, and how do we equip business people to be able to carry their faith